I see like a purpley light, and I'm on a green mountain that's lifted into the sky almost. And there's blue skies, and I feel like the mountain's round and bulging. It's like pushing me up into the atmosphere almost, but I can breathe normal. But it feels like you're rounded out on a nice field of blue or a field of green and with blue skies. Really nice weather. There's a lot of grass, and it's green, and it's looks like it's well kept, but it wasn't mowed or anything. It's just really organized and beautiful. Not a lot of trees, small bushes, but like it just grew that way. Nobody fixed it that way. It's just that way. Really big sky, but kind of like you're sitting in the sky. Like a transparent blue purple membrane kind of home thing with a lot of layers to it, maybe, but big but not too big. But yeah, like a transparent purple blue kind of a membrane thing, but not gross. Yeah, stairs.
There's stairs?
Yeah. When I go up the stairs, it gets white light, and upstairs is really bright right now. It's hard to make anything out.
How does this feeling of the room?
It's starting to calm down a little bit. If I put my hand on the railing upstairs, it's that clear blue glass kind of looking stuff, but it's not like glass. It's kind of soft, and it's smart. You just think into it. It'll move and accommodate you as you direct it to. And yeah, like a free-forming space that is only there because I'm there. And there's other people in my family that made this space with me. I think there's 5 of us. 5 kids. I'm by myself. I have 5 kids, which is weird because I'm never by myself.
What are you wearing?
Very Avatar-ish.
Very Avatar-ish?
Yeah. I'm blue.
Blue skin?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm beautiful. The outer part of my arms where you would tan is dark blue. Not like super dark blue, but it's pretty blue. Not like gray blue, it's like blue. Really long hands, long fingers. I think 3.
What are you wearing on your body?
It's kind of robish purple. And my kids aren't as blue as I am.
Are you wearing any decorations or adornments, jewelry or anything like that?
Yeah. They're made of wood, and wood is like gold. It's special.
So wood is a hot commodity. It's like gold.
Yeah, it's weird because there was no trees, right? I said in the beginning there's no trees. Weird.
So how do you spend the majority of your time in this place?
I know that I enjoy it there. And there's definitely a lot of structure and a lot of peace. A lot of clarity and connection and music, expressions, like physical, verbal, a lot of art, a lot of intention and giggling. People are pretty stoked to be there. Yeah, everything feels sunny. I think I was there for a long time, but then I got bored. Wanted to do something different after a long time.
So how is this life different from life on Earth, human life?
It's a lot different. It's a place where patterns of thought are less disorganized, and a place where experience has been collected, and through the collection of experience, our feelings are understood more, and we observe better days, just more relaxed, more enjoyment. Things feel easy. That's why I think it was so bright upstairs I could barely see, because it was just so, like, it was like the top was blown off of the house with light. It was just like white light. And I still can't really see anything upstairs. Downstairs I could see a little better, but it's like the walls are clear, like there's nothing to hide. That's why the walls are clear. Like you could see through into the home, and that's okay because you want people to see you because you're proud of who you are. You invite their interpretation into your space so you can interact with it and observe more potentials. You're excited when there's a problem to figure out because there's not really too many problems to figure out. So it's enjoyable. It's like an activity, yeah. It's interesting. And it's something that doesn't happen frequently, so It's welcomed into your life. You have clear walls so people can see in. You welcome their interactions.
You said you saw five children. Are those 5 kids yours?
Yeah, they giggle a lot. And they're really freaking cute. They glow out of their eyes. And they have all kinds of interesting things to say. They play instruments. And one's super shy. She's like the cutest. They all feel female. And I feel like a man. And I'm at least 300 or 500 years old, but I look like I'm 30. And everybody there is that way.
The children, how are they different in ages?
They're all teenagers. Huh. I can't tell. I mean, they're smaller than I am, but how that compares to a human teenager is hard to see.
How do their ages compare to your age? You said you're 300 to 500 years old.
They're much younger, but they're like 20 or they're like teenagers. Yeah, that's what keeps coming back. They're like teenagers, like literally like that age. They're little, and they're like yellowishy white, and they're gonna get blue too when they get bigger, when they grow up. And they're like yellowishy white, kind of like yellow, white, gray. Yellowishy white when they're little, and then they get a little grayer, and then they start to go blue.
And so you said you were alone with 5 kids. Why is that?
Like, I don't even know if, like, it doesn't feel like I have a girlfriend or had a girlfriend for a long time. I just by myself. I'm like, my kids are my, I don't know.
Maybe like a guardian for them? Teacher?
Yeah.
Mentor?
Yeah, that's it. I'm not like by myself. Girlfriends are different. Not a lot of girlfriends, just spend time with other intellectual beings. And it's more of an emotional mental connection, but there's the physical energy too. But it's understood that emotional energy is of greater significance, and the physical energy is like a little dessert. You just have a little candy every now and then, but you don't go crazy with it. We got cool stuff. We got cool stuff, and it's really creative. Yeah, and that's how you impress people. That's how you impress others, with your ability to, yeah, like how your ability to think shapes into form. It's one of the ways that you excite people and make them interested in your in who you are, and you express yourself through you can generate three-dimensional shapes with your mind, and you can travel that way too. So it's more appropriate, there we go, that's the word, it's more appropriate to travel in something, but that requires more than just you. Like my home I can make by myself, but traveling somewhere is a process that is co-engineered or co-created with, it requires some kind of other element to it, like maybe from God, or maybe from the universal spirit, or I don't know.
Those places seems very enjoyable to you. What made you want to leave?
Just to experience something new. Maybe I never left, and I'm just here having an experience. Maybe it's just one night I'm sleeping, having a dream right now. Really long dream.
And as you exhale, you'll notice the scene changes in your room.
It's dark and cloudy, raining, cold, windy, gray, miserable. Like a rinsing or some sort, like a momentum shift. I just went from one end of the spectrum to the total opposite. It's cold and wet, dark and gray, and black clouds.
What does the landscape look like?
Looks like here.
Looks like Earth?
Yeah. The woods.
Woods.
Yeah.
Well, look around the woods. Notice if anything is sticking out.
Weather changed, and it's snowing. There's like a little path, and it's kind of like a wet kind of a snow. But it feels okay now. It's just cold.
Tell me about this path. How wide is it?
It's about a car width wide, and it goes down straight ahead of me, and then it hooks hard to the left. I've been on it before, to a house, but I've never been in the house. I've been on the path for a long time, but I'm okay with it now. I built a little bench, and I carved some shapes in the wood that I made the bench out of. The bench facing the house, and the house is like a block and a half across this field. There's a little bridge that goes over a little creek. It's not a river, it's a creek. And the house has a light, and there's a fire, smoke coming out of the chimney. It's like 5 or 6 o'clock at night. And there's people there, but I don't want to go in the house yet. But I'm going to go in the house someday. I'm working on the path, and at first it was fucking me up, and it was sad. Now it's okay. Yeah, it doesn't hurt anymore. It used to hurt really bad. Yeah, okay, so like I don't want to go in the house because it's super beautiful, and I don't want to ruin the surprise yet. Or I don't want to experience the surprise yet, not ruin it. I just kind of want to savor the moment. That's it. That's it, yeah. Like, it's a really fucking nice house. And it's going to be cool to go check it out, but I don't need to yet. But I'm gonna. Oh, I'm gonna.
All right.
It's okay.
Are you walking on the path now?
Yeah, just kind of standing around on the path.
To another important day. Now, what do you see?
I want to go. I'm gonna go live and talk with somebody about the work I'm doing. And then off to the left, it's like maybe there's an audience there. There's definitely an eye staring in. There's a lot of people staring in. There's a lot of people watching, and it's like a lit stage set. I'm gonna go in and talk, but I thought I was gonna be nervous, but I'm surprisingly not. I'm gonna talk about the book I'm working on, things of that nature. I'm gonna share ideas, and I'm really surprised because I thought I was gonna be nervous, but I'm not. I'm okay with it. I'm actually even thinking about slowing down, which is surprising. Yeah, I can see everything clearly. I'm not worried about getting messed up on my words. Actually, it's his show, but I feel like I'm running it. Not in a negative way.
Just have that cool confidence.
Yeah, everything's gonna be alright. It's like, yeah, I'm excited to experience the moment, and I'm not intimidated by it. I'm guiding it, and with that guidance comes greater enjoyment. It's gonna be badass. But it's kind of like the house. I don't really want to know if I want to go in right away. But I'm gonna go into yeah. No, I'm definitely doing this. It's happening, so there's no way out of it, and it's okay. I'm alright with it.
Let's drift away from this life, from this scene. May I speak to Josh's subconscious, please?
Okay.
First place that he went to, I believe, is his home planet. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And why did he need to see that?
Because questions about why he doesn't have memories of Earth memories. I've never seen that before, but now that I've seen it, he'll never forget it. I'll never forget it.
So he just needed to remember again.
Yeah, just connect to an idea that not only, it felt good, but it felt really real. So just a memory that felt real.
And then the next scene that he was shown was the scene with all of his kids. Can you explain the kids? Are they his children?
Yeah, they're my kids now. And one of them is Jenny. It's funny, that's the 5th one.
Okay, that makes sense. And then the next scene that he was taken to was quite the opposite. It was a nice dark day. Maybe on Earth. So why the change?
It was like a washing, or like a good cry, like a really good cry. A letting go, yeah. A letting go of, it was a letting go of all of the stability I had in the other place. It was a washing, like a cleansing of knowledge that led to a really good cry. Of sadness, but then into it's okay. It was just really shocking.
Okay.
But it was okay to be shocked. Slow down.
Slow down.
Don't open all your presents. Take time. That's what it's all about. Just like, you don't have to rush into the experience. You can just take your time with it. You know it's there. You see it. It's right there. Enjoy the moment and savor the experiences to come. Hold on to them. Like a good movie, you know it's really good, and maybe you just don't want to watch it yet because you know it's really good and you were out of way. You've been told it's really good. You can see it right there. It's really nice. You know it's good. It's not going to go away. It's always going to be there, so you can wait to go in. Because once you go in, then you've gone in, and it's over. not necessarily over, but that experience has been experienced, which isn't always a bad thing. It's not. But sometimes you want to wait to experience it. You know, you just want to kind of like the path, the home. I worked on the path for a long time. And I even made a bench, carved a bench just to sit on the path. And then I carved like designs in the bench. And then I built a bridge that went across the creek. But I still didn't go in the house.
Okay, and then the last scene that you showed him was one where he was on a set of some sort, talking about his upcoming book. Can you tell us rather, why he needs to see that?
So he's not nervous when that time comes. He's worried about not speaking right or being nervous in front of people. And not that he's nervous, he doesn't get nervous in front of people talking. It's just a big deal. So I think he thinks he's going to be nervous, but he's not going to be.
What role do people close to you play in your life?
They play a lot of roles. One, they represent how grand the system is, how grand consciousness is. People talk about life being a simulation, and it's more than a simulation. It's a simulation that we're all experiencing together. So the people close to me show myself that it's about me and it's about them too. And they teach me by reflecting. They're like an instrument that I calibrate myself off of. They're mirrors. They're a bunch of mirrors with their own experience at the same time. That's how grand the system is. It's all of them and me, and we're all equally important, and we reflect off of each other and guide each other's experience. So it's not just a simulation for me. It's more grand than that. It's far more fantastic. It's all of us together having a simulated experience.
What role do all of the people in the world play in your life?
That's the simulation. That's just the part of the process that they're just like a background story. You could say that they don't exist because they don't really. It's like their story was loaned to your experience.
Mm-hmm.
It was
like they're just a character playing a part.
Or it's like a shadow
extras in the background.
Yeah, it's a shadow. They're real. Like their experiences were real, and their journeys were real. But whether they're there right now, I don't even know. Just it's an imprint of imprints of all their experiences generated together for the background story. Maybe, or maybe it's far grander than that, and they really are there. I don't know. It could be either one.
Well, with that, we can move into our next question. Do you have a hard time relating to people?
Yes.
Does it frustrate you?
Yes and no. On some days, yes, and on other days, no. Is it part of the process? Yes. It's like, it's supposed to be frustrating, and it's supposed to be, yeah, I mean, that's what makes it interesting. If they were already just aligned with me, then it would be boring. There's the moments where I go back and forth where I'm like frustrated, and then I'm like totally stoked because I'm glad that it's hard for me to communicate to them. Otherwise, it would be like going in the house and it'd be already over with. You know, the fact that it's challenging and it's hard and difficult to figure out. Slow down, and if I come together with them, then it's over with. Not over with, but the puzzle has been solved. So it feels lonely sometimes, but I'm glad that it feels that way because I know it's helping me.
Do you feel like this whole experience was set up to be confusing on purpose?
Yeah. Back to the same scenario. Like if it was easy to figure out, it would be not as interesting. Yeah.
You chose to come here. Are you happy with your experience so far?
Now I am. I wasn't for a long time.
What can you do to enhance your experience?
Doing stuff like this. What I can do to enhance the experience is, one, pay attention to my behaviors. You know, if I behave in a certain way, then it'll feel good to me. My mannerisms and how I interact with people, so I can interact with my environment in a way that amplifies my internal experience. The things I share with people, the smiles, the gestures, so I can amplify the experience of the moment. And then the second thing I can do is pay attention to what I put into my body, And the third thing I can do, the most important of all, is pay attention to the patterns of information that pass through my mind and guide them and assemble them in a way that elevates my internal experience of the moment. Allow myself to get squirrely sometimes and feel bad on purpose, maybe. Just get out of balance to find balance again, but not too far out of balance, because then it starts breaking me down.
Is your path predestined?
Yes and no. The overall path, so this is a question I've asked myself a lot. And yes, like you're gonna arrive at this one place, but how you arrive there is up to you. Yes, it's predestined, but the manner in which I arrive there is not.
So
Like
the
I can,
destination is predetermined, but the vehicle in which you get there is not?
right. How many times I fall and smash my face on the way there, or whether I, build a nice car and roll with the windows down and play the right music, eat the right food so I don't have heartburn the whole way, just like feel clear and focused like the destination is, but the journey there is not predestined. Like I can knock myself around, or I can enjoy myself and get there, no matter what.
What role do intoxicants play in the development of consciousness?
Well, they're necessary because the flow of information, the flow of experiences that you are perceiving become so powerful that they start to hardwire you into a reality. They start to fix you in. They start to lock you down. And intoxicants push you out of that space for a brief moment and allow you to see things differently. So I feel like they're definitely necessary. Like they're necessary because if you get locked into the same vein of thought and all you can see is that one way, then you're stuck there. And so the intoxicants lift you out of it and allow you to see something from a different point of view. But if you play with them too much, then the view gets blurry and everything gets distorted. If it's controlling you, then it's wrong. If you're okay with it, then it's right.
What role does extremely negative experiences have on consciousness?
Well, it definitely bends and shifts consciousness.
How can one become more skilled at being okay with their choices?
By choosing it, by changing my perspective of that moment. Hear myself being not okay, restructuring the data.
Can you eat anything you want?
No. There's too many thoughts associated with certain foods. That's what makes them bad. That's what makes them even worse, is the negative thoughts associated with the food. That's what makes it really bad.
How do your behaviors change your brain function?
It's all linked together, and the way I behave puts patterns of information together. Those patterns of information make me confused or regretful or depressed. And the better I behave, the faster my mind accelerates, the easier it is for my consciousness to link itself into higher frequencies without being distracted by thoughts from less than desirable behaviors to myself. I can accelerate my consciousness by not giving myself reasons to slow down vibrationally through experiences that don't serve me.
What do you hope to gain from the book that you are writing?
The book is the house. It's the doorway. It's a doorway to another world. It's an entirely new dimension. It's like a portal that I can access and guide. A portal. Yeah. It's a coloring book, and I'm able to paint a picture of my life now. Like I'm able to see myself. I'm less blurry. The book has made me be able to focus on myself and see myself. And I'm very, very proud of myself for looking at myself. It's what I really am. It's what we all are. It's like my physical body is this layer, this like illusion that that's who I am, but actually I'm information. And that's what I'm made out of. And so I am information, and all of us are. If I describe Jenny to somebody, I use words, I use information. She's information, my daughter's information. Everybody is.
How can consciousness manipulate information to its benefit?
By becoming aware, first off, of the nature of itself, seeing information as the substance that it interacts with, observing information as the building blocks for its experience of each moment, and becoming hypersensitive to the emotional patterns of energy that are generated from the information consciousness is observing, by becoming aware of the nature of itself and starting to move information through itself like an instrument, guiding it, seeing it, first off, seeing it, becoming aware of it, and then practicing interacting with it, becoming more skilled at interacting with it, and then developing confidence that it can manipulate it. Confidence is established through experiencing yourself controlling it. Experiencing myself controlling it will allow me to interact with that part of. It's like a spike in information. It's like a leap in information. It's a shift.
Explain how information affects someone's health and well-being.
The patterns of information that we consciously observe generates the frequency of our bodies. And as our bodies vibrate in and out of reality, because it's pure energy, energy vibrates in and out of shape and form. If you're interacting with the world negatively, if you're interacting with food negatively, if you're interacting with your emotions negatively, you're putting distortion into the signal of your body that will slowly break it apart and slowly make it malfunction. But you can fix it. You can fix it almost instantly with the right signal, with the right frequency. It can be aligned and fixed instantly. But you have to become aware of it. Otherwise, it'll just keep breaking you down.
How can you become more skilled at formulating information?
It's a multi-layered process. The way I interact with myself, the way I interact with my environment, the things I say to people, the foods I put in my body, whether I exercise or not, my sleep, my conscious experience of my internal moments. It's a web of, has many layers, and all of the layers come together to generate the whole experience. Each layer has an effect on the whole experience. And the whole experience ultimately defines your level of the peak experience. It's not just one thing, it's all of the things.
Will there come a day when our thoughts create real physical effects like they did on Josh's home planet?
Yes, but it will be a while. But some people, it will happen faster.
What determines on the speed of how fast it happens?
It's an individual. Each person can reach that spot way faster than others. It'll take some time. It'll take some time, and that's okay. But some will arrive much sooner.
So, how can you improve your memory and elevate brain function?
It is happening.
Is it happening for everybody?
It's definitely happening for everybody. But they're experiencing it at different levels. Everyone is on the same path. There's different places on the path. And some people are just hanging out on the path and they're okay with it.
How about, what can you tell me about inner Earth?
It exists, but it only exists for some. It is like everything else. If you don't accept it and don't entertain its possibilities and don't reach for it, then it's not there. It's like everything else. If you don't reach for it, it's not there. Negative and positive. But it exists.
That's all the questions that Josh had. I have a question. It keeps popping up. I want to know what you can tell me about the new Earth.
Well, there's nothing to fear. There'll be scary moments, but there's nothing to fear. That if you participate in scary things, you can find them there. But if you don't, you don't. You will not find them there. The new Earth has moved into a space, less possibilities of unbalance, more possibilities of balance. It's easier to be balanced there, and everything's going to be okay. It might seem like scary, but it won't be. And yes, and you can experience bad if you want to, but if you don't want to, you won't. We have the choice, but there's so much momentum towards the good. It's no matter what, it's gonna be okay.
Great.
Yeah, it's a good story. It's a good picture.